Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jhoanne, the creator of Laylas Light Art, where I combine everything that is relations to colors, spirituality, and mindset work. So if you're interested in this kind of channel, please click like and subscribe to hear more from me. Okay, so today I want to talk to you something that is very close and centered to my heart. And I would dare to say that this is so important to create any kind of art. But for me, it's even more so because I love abstract art. The reason why intuition is extremely important in abstract art, it's because you need to be able to really listen to that flow state in your mind. It's kind of like you're always in constant reflection and conversing with yourself. I don't necessarily think I'm going crazy. I believe that that inner guidance that we have, our GPS system, that is probably linked to a higher force within us, if that's what you believe, because that's what I believe, is literally always trying to tell us or guiding us what to do, right? So for example, last week, I was really called to paint on my very first black canvas. And the reason for it is because I was having a conversation with my friend, I think a month back, and I showed her some artist work that I believe that is really off my resonance. Like the colors is so extreme, and I kind of told her like, no matter how I try, I really want to be able to paint that kind of way as well. Not to copy that person, but just because like it's such in resonate with me in the ways, the mood and tone. And so she told me like, Jhoanne, why don't you try to paint on like black canvas to get that effect? And I'm like, thank you so much, because it's like I'm following my intuition, right? And that's when I realized that, okay, like maybe this is the sign from the universe for me to try something new. And so I went to buy my black canvas, and I'm very excited to really experiment with it. And so I told myself that I have no knowledge on painting on black canvas whatsoever, and I really don't know how it's going to be like, because obviously painting on like white canvas it's much easier, I would say. It's not like very mysterious, it's not very like daunting on like the spirit, because black color energy is very mysterious. But in any case, I sat down and I just listened to my intuition of what I really wanted to do. And in that moment, I knew right away. And I say pink, neon blue, and something that will kind of like bind these colors together, which I don't know yet. It's only going to be a process, but I have to do it first. So my usual technique is that I would just go with the flow. And when I mean flow, I mean actual physical flow. And because I really love to use like acrylic flow technique in like my artwork, because I really love the way that the artwork moves within it itself. And so I follow that technique that I hear within my soul. I start with like using blue neon colors first, and then following by like super like bright pink color. And I use like some multiple techniques to actually like enhance the color combination together. I would just like sit there and just talk to myself like, what else does it need? It's kind of like feeding a baby. Like, does it need food right now? Does it need to eat right now? But for me, it's more like what color needs to be added at this stage, at this point, at this time, or what additional colors can make this pop even more. When I was like finishing contemplating, and what I usually do is that I would walk around, look at it, stare at it, take some pictures, try to kind of like put it on like an 3D art room kind of thing to see like what needs to be adjusted and not. And it gives me like a clear perspective on which color that I need to put next, or what kind of like brush strokes or kind of material that I need to use next. The next thing that I find is that I experiment. Sometimes when I do abstract art, it goes to the point where I'm like, all right, I do not like this at all, right? And I freaked out. And more often than not, I would just have to stop. Sometimes I stop for days, sometimes for weeks. I don't come back to that painting at all. But sometimes it's just like really an ebb and flow. So I just wanted to let you know that these things happen. When you follow in your intuition, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything will go right 100%. No, stop that. That's not how intuition works. Intuition is a process of you finding out what is right and wrong for you, and you have to fine tune it. And so that's how I build my abstract painting as well. And I hope you know that life is not about doing like 100% right choices with 100% outcome of what you want, but rather it's actually the process that will surprise you, right? Whether you feel bad about it or good about it, but it's just a process. Like, so just really enjoy and see what the final outcome will be like, because that's going to be the final bonus for you. But for this particular piece that I created, I name it the Miracle Portal, because I believe that anything can happen from nothingness, right? When I finished the first few layers of this art piece, I told myself that this is a very vibrant color painting that makes me think of how the universe or how Big Bang energy was created. And so I told myself like, oh, I now really need a little bit of flicker, you know? It looks like that there's some stars outside to make that effect. And so I was like contemplating like, all right, do you use orange color? Do you use yellow paint or colors? And I go with the thing in my mind that makes my heart pop the most. And that is lime yellow color. Now most people will be like, lime yellow color, should you supposed to be like using like white colors to make star effect? And I'm like, no, like I just go with really what I feel right at that moment. And so I kind of use like that yellow greenish palette and burst it into like my canvas. And when I actually like look at the totality of it, I felt deep in resonance with my heart that this is the right balance of what I really want. And so when a lot of people ask me like, Jhoanne, so how do you know when your abstract art painting is finished? And the answer is that you know when you know it. This is like a very different language. It's just like an alien language altogether. Like the color would speak to me and say that these composition and like this vibe is right, or this vibe is like off. Or there will be sometimes like, let's say like there's this like canvas, right? And there will be like some parts that I would continuously like fix it all the time, where the rest is like perfect, and I'll just be focusing on one thing, like, you know, on one corner until I felt like it's perfect. It's usually like, you know, really like that. And so yeah, I guess like what I'm trying to say is this: if you follow your intuition, it's one of the most exhilarating experience that you'll ever find. And not only that, it allows you to take you out of your like logical mind and into your like heart space. And I believe that in that heart space, it's something extremely sacred to your soul. It's very healing, and once you actually like listen to your intuition more, it will actually guide you to places you think that you'll never be able to achieve. The more that I listen to my inner guidance, the more that this abstract art painting has brought me to meet new people, to experience new environment, and outside of like my total comfort zone, which is a 9-to-5 job still. But I don't know, I think this is my journey that I really want to share, that as long as you follow your intuition, you can never go wrong. And even you feel like your intuition has led you to somewhere that you feel that it's a wrong outcome, honor that, because that wrong outcome or the mistake is actually meant to teach you something that is actually in alignment of your highest good to begin with anyways. Alright guys, so I really believe that this video is very much a combination of art and spirituality. And just so you know, every painting that I've done, I put my utmost intention. It be peace, love, universal joy. Anything can happen from nothingness, right? Because it's actually within like the depths of that darkness where anything could happen that could come to light, because there couldn't be light without dark. And that's part of the reason why that I've actually like create this channel, or my alias is Laylas Light, because Laylas mean the lady who's born in the dark, and lights mean light. Miracles can happen anywhere, any place, from nothingness. I also want you to know that this painting is available for purchase, and if you want some miracle portal vibe into your life, into your space, you can definitely contact me. I will leave my details in this description box down below. And if you want to follow me on my art journey on a more of a daily basis, you can also follow my Instagram. It's laylas.light. If you guys want more this kind of like mindset talk, this kind of vibe, please comment if this is in resonance with you, or what kind of like spiritual topic that you want me to talk more in conjunction with artwork. I would love to do that as well, right? I would love to hear feedback. Anyways, guys, I hope this message bring you much love and joy, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!